Hey everyone, Mango7Roll here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Epic 7. And we have a clean slate today. And the goal of today is just going to be to talk with you guys and kind of go through the motions of how I'm trying to build Bellona and maybe get some help because I can't decide what to build her with. I just can't. Every single set I use just doesn't feel right. And maybe that's just her. We're on the wrong Bellona. My bad. Where is she? Oh, I'm sorted by CP. That's why. Maybe it's just her that she's just not very good right now and I'm struggling, but I really desperately want to use her because she's so much fun. So that said, I'm just going to take a look at the equipment manager and kind of walk through this with you. And I think this might be helpful for a lot of people too, because this may kind of show how I decide how to equip people. And I know one of the biggest problems with people that have in this game is that they have a hard time equipping things and understanding what to go for and how to do it. So luckily, this new equipment manager is amazing. It still needs a lot of work, but it's much better than what we had before. So to go through the options for Seaside Bellona, we have one option, which is really, really fast, really effective, as much damage as possible. We also have the same sort of thing with tankiness, which we tried, didn't really go too well. We also have a slower build with tons of damage that kind of relies off of her counterattack and the artifact she has giving her damage when she does AoE. So many different builds. So the way I start off with this, I don't even look at the left side for now. I start off with the right side. And what I want to do is decide the number one thing you really need to decide for builds before even sets are a thing. I'm not even considering sets yet. At least this is how I do it, is whether I want to use attack percent or speed for boots. So the ways I do this, let's look at speed boots first. And we're looking for speed boots or attack boots, preferably in an offensive set. So something like a hit set, a crit set. A speed set would work too. I'm not really too keen on a destruction set or a rage set on her, so I'm probably not going to consider those. Unity is also pretty decent, but Unity is just too inconsistent for me, especially since like the first turns of battle are what matter for a lot of things, and for those turns you're not going to be able to proc Unity. So that's I think why I'm going to ignore those. So looking at our speed boots, we have effectiveness, and our aim is at least 55% effectiveness. If we plan to use her for PvP, we really want to go for more than that, but for PvE, we really are okay with 55%. These are pretty good, but there's no attack percent. About the same here, no attack percent. These are not bad too, but I don't want to drop that 5 speed. Dropping the 5 speed feels really bad. Nice defensive boots here. No attack again. Same result here. Those are trash. Those are actually pretty good. These are really offensive boots. And we lose 5 speed, but we get a lot of everything. So I'm going to keep those in mind too. We could also look at... We don't want to look at rage. We won't be doing rage. There's also these crit boots, really good for defense, but I kind of like those on my Cartusia. One of the other sets I wanted to put her on was something like counter, but I don't have the gear for it, so that's why I'm ignoring it. Then we get to the hit set, and hit set, all in all, is better value than a lot of other subsets because you get 20% effectiveness. So I favor hit if I can make it happen. So we've got 2 choices for hit. We have defense, health, crit chance on here, and we have 3 offensive stats and effect resistance. And 16% chance to crit. We're going to aim for 85% chance to crit at a hopefully minimum. And that's what we're hoping for. So honestly, out of all of these, both of these look actually pretty solid, but these ones come with already upgraded, which is important, and higher crit chance. So we're going to start with this and start with a hit chance or a speed pair of boots. Oh, I didn't mean to do that first. That's the one thing I always screw up, is accidentally equipping them before I test it out. So now I know I'm using an attack percent ring. That's a thing that's happening with her. I've tried HP percent, it didn't work. If I was just going for debuffs, I might go for effectiveness or something like that. But in all reality, we are 100% using attack percent and nothing else. So first thing I want to check is if I have any good hit set rings with attack percent. I know I don't, so actually we kind of do. This one could be really great, but I don't want to upgrade this because I know I'm not really going to need it unless it rolls well. This one's decent, but it loses 10% attack and no offensive stats, so we know our ring is not going to be attack percent, so we need to get, or not going to be hit percent, so we need to get our effectiveness set somewhere else. So this is where we look at some other choices for attack percent. And let's sort by level as well here. So we have an attack set. This is actually really, really good, but I'm not sure if I want to go an attack set on her. I mean, scales pretty well, so I'm gonna consider this. There's also this Unity ring, but like we talked about earlier, I'm not really happy with Unity. And I personally know I have a ton of attack percent crit rings. So those are options as well if we want to go with a 4 set or a triple 2 set instead of a 4 and 2. The other options here, there's another attack ring. This one I think is worse than the other, so we're going to kind of ignore that. But then we have stuff like this. This one isn't amazing. Like, it's not fantastic, but 10 speed, 14 effectiveness. I feel like those are two stats I really might like to try out on my Bellona. And that's about it for rings right now. So we're gonna try this one out to see how it goes. Oops, I'm not gonna switch it. I'm not gonna switch it. And that's gonna firmly put us into about 200 speed once all is said and done, I would say, when you combine a speed set and speed boost. So at this point, we need to look at either a speed set, and I don't want to use a broken set here because hit is just too valuable. I can't see any of my gear being better as a broken set. So we need to look at either speed set or a hit set for our neck. And we want to use crit damage, but we don't know if it's going to be possible. So we need to either decide on a crit rate piece like this or a crit damage piece. So I'm just going to cycle through these. That's actually pretty good, but I don't know if I want to take that off of my Vildred. That one's not doing too great. Neither is that one. Anything else here? Honestly, that's about it for our... I wish that was effectiveness. That's about it for our speed set. So how about hits here? So with hit, we've got a pretty solid 15% attack there, but there's no crit rate. I know I'm gonna have a huge problem with crit rate if I don't get like a decent amount of crit chance from my stuff here. This one's deceptively good. Like, it looks really bad, flat attack and then another flat, but then you realize the flat is 11 speed, and it helps my crit chance too. So I'm really liking that neck, but there is no attack on it, but we're gonna try it out anyway. So let's try this build, and then we'll go with our chest. We know everything else we do at this point is going to be a speed piece, and we're gonna need crit rate. So I have a feeling this build isn't gonna work because it's not gonna be high enough crit rate, just because I know my gear. We're also at 175 speed, so with the set we'll be at 200 or so. So we're really just hoping for as much crit rate as possible. We're gonna start off with our weapon, because I know we have a high crit rate weapon that's gonna help out. That's this here. So this gives us speed, crit chance, and attack, so we're gonna plop that one on. The other three we don't have as high crit chance. There's this one with 13, which could be a possibility if we end up needing it, but I feel like we're gonna need as much crit as flippin' possible. Okay, there's no crit damage on there, but I think it's fine. 222 crit damage, we're already in a decent spot. Then we are at a speed helm, and speed helms are one of the places I really lack. If I'm looking to get some attack to get our attack up there, it's not gonna go well. We don't need any more effectiveness for PvE, so 3% more effectiveness is all we need. Our HP is also extremely low, which stresses me out, but there's not much we can do about it. This piece here gives us 10 crit, 7 speed, and crit damage, so I feel like that's a good solid pick. No attack, no really amazing rolls, but it has every stat we need outside of attack, and that puts us at 71. So if we can get another 9% crit on our chest here, and maybe some more HP, we might be in a decent spot. So I know I have some really, really good speed chests, so let's sort by speed again and try to decide which one to do. We're looking for as much crit as possible here. So this one's 10 crit, 8 speed. I do like that, but no defenses. And I feel like we're going to need defenses. Not that one. This one is 4 speed. That's just all defenses. Nothing really there. Nothing there. And then we get to these here. So this is 8 crit. That puts us up to 80%. You know, I can get behind 80% crit. If you're going against effective elements, you'll have 95%, which I'm okay with. What was the crit rate there? 8%. Okay, so this doesn't look bad now. We're sitting here with 52 effectiveness. God, I would way rather have that 55, but it is what it is. We're sitting at 25 attack, which I don't like one bit. That's not high enough. 8,800 health, 225 speed, 80 crit chance, and 30 crit damage. So that's one set. So let's cancel this and see what else we can do. So we started off this process with a speed pair of boots. So let's just take those off before I get really angry that it's bothering me there. And let's look at an attack pair of boots possibly and see how that goes. So let's just sort by attack percent. We have this pair of Unity boots, which are insane, but they're Unity, unfortunately. So we're gonna pretend those don't exist. We have this one here. There's no speed, but tons of attack. Decent HP too. So we're gonna keep those in mind. I don't think I want to use that set on her. There's also these, which are solid, but no crit rate. This one is fantastic too. And honestly, I think if I'm going to use an attack percent pair of boots, I'm going to want to have a speed set, you know, just to cover that speed base. There's also this one too, 24 crit damage, 8 crit. This one is 24 crit damage, 8 crit, 7 health. Okay, those are both pretty good. I'm not sure which is better though, so we'll come back to that. We also have those, not too good. This one honestly might be worth leveling up. 15 crit damage, 3 crit. If the final roll is speed, something like that, that would be really solid, but I don't want to mess with those for now. We also have these ones. These are every stat we need except for HP, so I need to consider those too. Okay, so I want to try out with a speed set. We're going to take this, try to get as many speed sets as possible, and see how it works. So that means we, of course, again, want to use attack percent. And let's look at speed sets. Let's just sort it by set here. So this is, I just know this is one of my best rings for speed sets, especially for when we don't have speed boots. This is really going to help. So I'm going to start there. And we'll go somewhere else after. I know I don't have a hit ring. And then the neck. So we have 25% crit rate right now. So let's take a look at our necks and let's try a crit rate neck. Do we have any crit rate necks? That's just not worth using. IMO with no attack. Same there. Same there. Same with those sets. This one could actually be good if it rolls well, but I don't want to roll it. About the same with that. And yeah, so we actually legit just don't have a crit neck that's usable, so we can't use a crit neck. So let's take a look at attack again, or crit damage again. This one is fantastic. Attack percent, crit, no effectiveness, and I can see we're at 32 effectiveness already, so that might not be a problem. There's also this one, which is a little not bad, but not as good. And then I know personally I have a pretty good crit chance necks. So we could use something like this. This is honestly near perfect. There's no crit rate, which is possibly a problem, but hopefully the crit set makes up for that. This one here, also really solid, 4 crit chance. And same with this one for crit chance. So I have a lot of decent crit chance pieces. And there's also this one looming in the background. And I feel like I have to use this neck, you know, especially with a attack percent pair of boots. But let's put that aside for now, and let's go right here for our crit chance neck. We're also going to go back to our helm. Let's not go to our helm yet. Let's go to our weapon here. And we pretty much know with any build right now, we have to use this weapon just because I know I'm so low on crit rate. And my other people using that are less offensive. So we're at 3,300 attack already with this set. 141 speed. We can have a crit rate helm or a crit rate chest and a speed helm. So my helms are what I consider my weakest pieces of gear. So let's do that first. So this is a little bit of everything. No crit damage, no attack. 20 crit damage, 20 attack. That's pretty good, but I don't know if that's worth it. This one's solid again, but no speed. What's our effectiveness at? 41. I don't think my chest is going to get effectiveness, so it's going to be nice to try to get effectiveness from these. Not bad again. 20 effectiveness, 4 speed, 18 crit damage. I just don't like no attack. No attack feels bad, but I guess I have attack on my boots. This one's pretty solid, but no effectiveness, nothing else. Okay, we're gonna table that. I'm not really happy with any of those choices, so let's go back and check out speed or crit for chests. We know we have a ton of really good speed chests. We already checked that out, so let's check crit. I know I have some really good crit rate chests too. 17 crit rates here, or 17 crit damage, 8 crit rate, 7 defense, 14 crit chance, some effectiveness, some speed. Okay, 17 crit damage, 8 chance. That puts us at 64% crit rate. I'm not really happy with that. That's way too low. So this one had more crit chance. So that puts us at 70%, but we drop quite a bit. So let's just try this out and then go back to our speed helm here. And to fill in our speed helm, we really want crit rate. I feel like we should use some attack, like 3,300 attack with attack boots. That does not feel good. 7,100 HP too. That's not enough either. And we'd like to get 7 effectiveness if possible. So we've got speed, crit chance, crit damage, health. There's no effectiveness there. What was the crit chance? 10 crit chance. So like this would work. This would get our crit chance up. We'd be low on effectiveness. 181 speed with attack boots. 3,300 attack as well. Okay, that's not bad. I'm okay with that. We're a little low on effectiveness. That just feels so bad. Like alternatively, we could do this, but we would not have enough crit rate to really go through with that. Okay, so those are basically the options I can see for this set. I don't see any other better options, to be honest here, unless I'm missing something. We've decided we can't do crit rate neck. Okay, so let's try one more here. Let's try not forcing a 4-set. And let's go with a 2-set group of shenanigans. So because we're using a 2-set group, I don't think we can go without speed sets. So we're gonna, or without speed on boots. So we're gonna start with that. I know these are fantastic, so I'm gonna start with these boots. These settle everything, right? Everything at all we need is here except for defenses. So we're just gonna start there. As for the ring, we're staying with attack percent, of course. And we can use a crit rate ring. We can use a unity ring. We can use anything we want. And honestly, this fills so many holes, but I just don't know if it's worth using unity. But I do know it's worth using crit. So let's start with a crit rate set. This solves everything but speed. Crit damage, effectiveness. And one of the things I have to remember is this takes it away from my DPS too. So like if I can get away with using something like this on her, that not many other people use, this frees up something like this for a different unit. So that's something to consider too, but we're gonna try it out. Then we're absolutely going with a crit damage neck. And we want a 2 set here. We can break 1 set, but I think I have enough to not break it. And what's our crit rate at? 39 right now. So I just like this on her. I know it's not perfect, but I really like it. But these are just so good. Attack percent. Yeah, we're just gonna start with that. I feel like we don't have to use that. So that's 51 crit rate. We need preferably 1 more crit set and 1 more hit set. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my pieces and see what hit sets I have. Definitely, I'm not using a hit set chest. So we're going to start off with a crit set chest. 17 crit damage, 24 crit damage, health, attack, speed, crit chance. So I think we can get away with this one. I'm just gonna put that in for now and hopefully get crit elsewhere. And this also has us at 39% there. It gets us some defenses too. So let's go to Helm. Do we have a hit set? Helm, because that would probably help stuff out. Okay, that's not bad. There's no speed, which scares me, but it's not bad. So let's put that in. That puts us at 77 effectiveness, which is 20 over what we need, but it's also really, really good for PvP. Way better that way. How is my attack so low? It's so hard. So hard to get attack up there. I mean, that's one way to do it. Okay, let's take a look at weapons. See if we have any crit rate or... 11 speed, 16 attack, 4 crit chance, 11 attack. So crit's not looking too bad. I'd be using this one if anything. And as for a hit set here, 9 speed, there's just no attack on this. I feel like she just needs the attack. 10 speed, 10 attack. Okay, so we're gonna try the crit weapon actually. So let's put this up there, 11 speed. That puts us at 171 speed, 77 effectiveness, 75 crit rate. That's not bad. 2700 attack, 9k HP. I do like the HP there. And what did we have here? Okay, so I think we can ditch the helm, right? If we're just going for PvP, or for PvE. Right, we can't ditch the helm if we do this. Okay, so let's try a different one. We're flip-flopping, and this is why this equipment manager is so good. So we are just going to try something like 7 crit, like this, and then for our weapon we can go hit set and use 10 speed, 10 attack, 9 speed, 10 crit damage, 15 health, and do something like this. So that's 70% crit rate. Not really happy with that, so I can try to fix that if I want. 59 effectiveness, that's perfect. 286 crit damage, 8700 HP, 2770 attack. So let's go back to our chest here, because I know we had better options, and we can use something like this, and this ups our crit rate to 78%, which is definitely acceptable. 167 speed is not ideal, but I'm okay with it. Alternatively, we could do this and go up to 84 crit rate, which is probably better than the crit damage. So what do we lose here? We lose 17 crit damage, we gain 1 speed, we gain some effectiveness, we lose some defense. So not terrible, not terrible. What about this? Like, what if I upgraded this and hit... Nah, we lose the speed. We lose the speed. Okay, so that's my options right now. I think this went okay. I hope this was like an interesting thought process and thought-invoking build strategy thingy. And let me know in the comments below if you have any ideas or thoughts on which build and what direction to go for Seaside Bellona, because I can't decide. I'm torn down the middle, and it's like, it's killing me. I've tried everything and nothing is working right, and I just want it to work a little better. Is there something I'm doing wrong with building? Maybe is using a crit damage neck not the way to go? We've kind of discovered that we can't really use a crit rate neck. Like, this is what we'd be using, and it's just not good. There's no attack percent, there's no speed. That one's not worth upgrading. That one's pretty decent, but I don't want to use it. I'd have to upgrade this and get really lucky, basically. Yeah, so I just can't see myself using a crit rate neck. This one could be good if I rolled like 8 and 8 on effectiveness. Maybe attack percent neck might be okay if we... No, these don't look any better. These do not look any better. Yeah, okay, so yeah, that's my problem right now. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was kind of an interesting video. Let me know if it was, because I love doing talking videos like this. It makes me happy and it's enjoyable for me. And I love getting information out there. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Let me know in the comments below which one to use, and have a great day. I said that twice. Bye, everybody.